mentioned previously, I am going to make a second version of the red polka dot dress. I'll show you here. But I'm making a second version of it. I went to the fabric store today and I got some fun fabric and I got some thread as well. They were having a sale on this thread here. I ended up getting 6 of them instead of just 3 because it was buy 3 get 3. But I bought 3 different fabrics. 2 of them I'm going to use for the dress, and then the other one I'm not sure I'm going to do with. I'm specifically referring to this orange knit rib fabric. I spent probably an hour in the store, and it just kept coming back to this. I think I got roughly, I think it's just over 2 yards or just under 2 yards. The other 2 fabrics I bought specifically for the dress are this green and this pink. I think they go fairly well together. The pink looks a little bit brighter here on the camera. It's a little more dull. It matches the green a bit more. The only thing I'm nervous about with this fabric is it is a polyester blend, I believe. So it's going to be a little bit warmer, and I'm worried that it's just going to make me too warm. If that's the case, I'll just save the dress for winter time. The only modifications I'm going to try to make to the dress are 1, adding pockets. Whether that's just pockets that I sew on the outside that hang out or ones that are like in the sides, I'm not sure yet. But pockets is going to be a goal, as well as making the sleeve a 3/4, I think is going to be the plan as well. Alright guys, I have you at a bit of a different angle, but I've been looking over this pattern for a little bit, and it comes with 2 sleeve types. 2 sleeve types. One of which is the sleeve on the red dress, so it's a little bit long. Technically it comes with 3 sleeve types, I'm gonna correct myself. Has 3 sleeve types. I personally only care for 2 of them because the other one is just really long. It comes all the way down to my wrist, and it's really loose and gappy, and I don't like it. So instead, I cut it down to the pattern D here, which is that sleeve on the red dress, or the red polka dot dress. But it has a second sleeve called A or E, for dresses A or E, excuse me. And it's this piece here. So I kind of measured it up to myself, and I think with this one I can extend the length and get the correct 3/4 length that I want. And the way I'm going to do that is by using wrapping paper. I think wrapping paper is a really good substitute to like the paper that's typically used for this type of stuff. I can't think of what it's called off the top of my head. But yeah, so the plan is I'm going to take pattern piece 5, which is that smallest sleeve, and I'm going to kind of estimate where it'll sit on my shoulder. And from there, I am going to create the pattern piece for the length and then the width that I need of the piece itself. And I will take pattern piece 6, which is the sleeve that was on the red dress, and I'm going to try to recreate the shape of it because it's not just perfectly flat. Instead, it bevels slightly to make it so that the seams connect, or the all the way around is around the same length. But that's the plan, so let's get to it. Hey guys, so I just finished cutting out our new pattern piece, and I think I'm stupid. So I finished cutting it, and I measured up to my arm like I did with the original piece, and it sits at about the same point the original sleeve C did. So I think I'm just stupid and I cut the sleeve being afraid it wasn't going to fit right. But now I'm worried that since this one doesn't have a dart in the shoulder, is that going to cause a problem? This is why you don't do things. I think I'm going to create, I think I'm going to stick with this one actually. See what happens. It's made of the stretchy fabric. It's like stretchy knit blend. So I think even if I don't put the dart in, it should be fine, I hope. But I think I'm going to go with that pattern piece for now for the dress. Regarding pockets, I think I'm going to do something similar. I think I just take a giant piece of the wrapping paper and then I do a pocket shape. Hey guys, so it's the morning. Last night, as you saw, I took the smaller sleeve style, so it's for the dresses A and E. and I extended the sleeve to the 19 inches to make it a 3/4 sleeve. And in the process, I realized that I was just being kind of stupid, and that there was originally on the pattern, the sleeve I used for the red and white dress, that sleeve originally had an extended length that when I measured it up to my arm was way too long, or at least I thought it was. I think I was just being stupid because I wasn't factoring in the dart and how far up the dress sits. So essentially what I ended up redoing today was just redoing the sleeve piece. So I referenced sleeve D, so pattern piece 6 instead. So that sleeve I did on the other one. And I just extended the length of it to the grand total of 19 inches and did everything else I needed to do for it. So hopefully this will work for us. But now I'm gonna cut out our fabric. And I think the way I'm gonna do it is all of the side pieces, so the 2 front side and the 2 back side pieces are gonna be in pink. And then I think the front panel, back panel, and sleeves will be in green. I have a little bit more green than I do pink, so I think that's probably the smartest way to do it, especially since the sleeves length is now longer than the last dress as well. I think I have about 2 yards and 29 inches of the green. I think I just have flat 2 yards of the pink. So I think that would just be smartest. But yeah, so we're gonna cut out our pieces and get to sewing. I think I also mentioned that I bought a bunch of thread as well. I thought I bought more of a pinky color, but the only one I have that would even be close to this fabric is like a purpley, like periwinkle color. I could have sworn I grabbed a pink, but maybe I didn't. Or the lights in Joann's were just really fluorescent or something, and I just couldn't tell. So I think what I'm gonna do is all of the main stitching, so anything that's threading from my needle on my machine is going to be in green, and I think everything else, so the bobbin, or if there's any top stitching requirements, if it'll peek through it all, I'll use the purpley color. I just think it'll look kind of cool. But yeah, let's get to cutting. All 4 pieces out of the pink. My husband and I went and got food, and I forgot to turn my camera back on, but I did cut all 4 pieces out. So next we're gonna move on to the green fabric, and the pieces we're cutting out of the green is the front, back, neck, and sleeve. I'm really hoping this sleeve works. I hit the end button.
I'm gonna kiss my wife.
Alright guys, I started pinning the first panel, and this fabric just makes me nervous that I did a test swatch to begin with. I'm going to use a different stitch style to hopefully help with, I don't know, maybe I won't, I don't know. I'm conflicted. I think I'm going to just do a straight stitch and then do that top stitching thing I mentioned in my previous video, just to reinforce all those seams. Originally I was going to use like a zigzag stitch. I'm scared to use it because I'm scared it's going to mess with all the seam allowances. But I did a test stitch where I layered up, you know, the fabric and ran it under my machine. Everything went perfectly fine, which makes me nervous. Because when things go perfectly fine on a small scale, typically for me they go very wrong on a larger scale. So I'm wondering if I should put in like basting stitches or something to keep everything exactly in place with the pins. It's just going to add a lot of extra time that I don't necessarily possibly need to do. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm getting ready to almost finish pinning the first panel, so that's going to be the front panel with one of the sides, and it already looks so good. Like, I love this color pattern. I love it so much. But yeah, I'll check in once we finish sewing everything.
There's an achievement where you get a pet Cerberus 10 times. You know, the held on 300 in the game. And under 40% of people have this achievement. You literally just go up to them. It's only 10 times. You just hit 10 times. This is a crime.
Did you get the achievement?
Yeah.
It could be a hidden achievement. It's my machine, not me. I really like this dress. There's only like 2 things I kind of did wrong that I'll just know to do better next time. The way this material works, as you'll see here, looks one way, and on the inside it looks practically the same. And so the problem that occurred is so all the pink panels are technically on inside out, but I think it will be fine, at least for my purposes. And then the second thing I did technically wrong is for the pockets. I kind of forgot I was adding pockets until I was about to start stitching the seams together. And then I was like, oh shit, I need to get pockets. Or I need to make pockets. So I cut out my pocket pattern, and the way I usually do it is I take the pocket piece that connects to one panel and the pocket piece that connects to the other. I connect them to the panel first, and then I sew everything together. And instead of just sewing straight down, I sew into the pocket shape and then down. This time I sewed both the pocket pieces together and then sewed them to the panels, which it just didn't work. Like on one of them, you'll see here that like this seam's messed up because this just wasn't sewn in correctly. And then on this side, similar idea, but there's still a hole in the top of it. So you'll see here, there's still a hole here. For me attempting to get the seams to sit nicely, I think I'll just hand sew that little section. But overall, the pockets look fine, they work well. They're a little bit lower than they probably should be. I'll probably raise them on the next one by about an inch from where they start. Just because I think that'll bring it up enough to where they sit a bit closer and a bit nicer. But overall, yeah, it's really good. Or it turned out really well. Sleeves could be a little longer, but like I mentioned, I was stupid and cut a pattern when I shouldn't have. So I think I'll probably add an extra 2 inches on the sleeves, just so that I have that ability to have them closer to like a 3/4 versus like a half sleeve. But yeah, so that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and feel free to come back next week.